Welcome back to Indian Trace. We're going to take a look at these pieces in a minute. This one is on the video before, but I wanted to do a cleanup, which I like to do if I hit a new area, and this was a new area. Over at Twin Waters, the outside areas, I have never been there when the dirt is fresh. But look at this. An awesome hammerstone. We're going to take a look at some other good pieces and some other quality artifacts that I was able to pull out today to make it clear in my mind that that's a site. Yeah, it is a new site, and I've been saying that a lot lately, but I've known about it. And look at these pieces. I found a nice scraper, which is just great to find. But the thing is, the fellow who owns the land, I really like him. He said there's another fellow, maybe two, that he lets go out there and collect. Its acreage is massive, but there's a couple spots that really showed a lot of promise with all the flakes and scattering of work stone. So I wanted to get out there when the dirt was freshly turned, and this is the first time I've been able to do that. And just look at this in this view. Some stellar pieces up top we'll talk about, but look at this. Nice piece I pulled. It was just too cold to film a lot of this. Too cold. I could only film a couple pieces that I found at the same time, which were the video before this. This was a neat piece here. Old break on the tip. Not complaining about that at all. That's a great artifact. You can't leave that there. And then what a couple people have shouted out and told me about in terms of the hammerstones, they're awesome things. Awesome things. They just mean so much in terms of how they use them. All these old breaks. None of these are from the plow, just used, well used around the whole edge, flattening things if this is coming in. Keep an eye on my time and what have you, and just perfectly in the hand as a multi-tool, or just pretty much basically a hammerstone, because they had to break a lot of stone and they had to make a lot of tools. A lot of you know how these feel in the hand. They're just absolutely perfect. Look at that. Good stuff, though. A lot of this stuff is going to get on the way, and I know there's a lot of people that are just going to find something, a good place for some of this stuff in their collection, so that's the fun of it for me. I do keep a couple pieces, I'll keep these 3 pieces up at the top. No problem at all. Got some stuff to share about this. Let's go through this real quick. Just some materials at the bottom that I picked up. Just worth grabbing when you see them out there. I thought of filming some of this stuff, but just couldn't bring myself to it. I was just trying to bear the cold and trying to get through it. Nice little point found there. This was on the first, cleaned up. That was on the first. That one right there, and some of you guys don't find too much quartz, was with this guy. And then this guy right here, funny thing, sort of like a triple I found. And look at this piece. Just missing the tip. They were really working some quartz, I tell you that. And it was probably difficult to work. It seems like they really struggled with this piece and was just working at it. And it could have been somebody who was a beginner. Could have been a kid or a teenager who was learning the craft and doing the best they can to move forward and understanding rock and making points like their daddy or their uncle or their cousin. Look at this thing. Just a piece of work rock again. Clearly worked off the edges. Why not? So I collect a lot of this stuff. All the stuff under my hands and some of this stuff here. We're going to put it on the road. We're going to find a good home for it. It's just worth it. The community out here, as Butch and I were talking about, is just second to none. The generosity. And to me, that's what it's about. I know there's certain people across the country that really don't find a whole lot. And it's worthwhile to make an effort to share, And why not? Artifacts like this, I don't want them lost forever. And then when it comes time for me to go on and somebody finds all the boxes, they mysteriously, hit the landfill. And people think, well, that could never happen. Well, it does happen. I've heard some sad stories. And as we look at these anyway, take a look at these things. This is the first one I found. Made out of rhyolite. Great point. Was real happy to find that. Before a lot of this stuff. In freezing, I looked at this, and I didn't see the base first. If I saw the base first, I really would have got excited, because it's stellar. But I actually only saw the top first, and didn't know what it was. But realizing now, and take a look at this, the base and its workmanship is absolutely great on this piece. Just love it for some reason. It's just my style. But I can see they work in the base and work in this piece. They worked up. They had a hard spot here to get through. They were trying to work on it, and it broke. Absolutely the same age break as the patina on all this rhyolite. Look at that hard spot they were trying to get through to make a nice piece. So I like these pieces in particular. They hold a special place, because I know where they were working it. They decided not to go any other direction with it. Seems to me they might have been trying to make a real good point and getting there and just happy with the base the way it was going. And then when it broke, just my guess, this is the same exact age. And it could have been a full point. That sort of looks like an impact fracture, come look at it. Anyway, just a cool point that they were working on. And then of course this one, which was on video. And that's a good Saturday morning right there. Alright everybody. All my thanks for tuning in to Indian Trace. I hope you find out there.